Good morning, ladies. So today I have a whole list of things that I want to do, or at least get started on. We'll see how much of it we actually accomplish or get started on. Things have just been crazy here. But I don't work today, so that's good. So we should have all day to work on some things. Sorry, you guys, the last few videos I have not replied to comments, and that has just been because things have been crazy busy. But hopefully now I can like kind of catch up, or at least start here, and if you guys comment I can respond. Yeah, like I said, things have just been crazy. So I already went to Walmart this morning. I didn't film the grocery haul because honestly it was just kind of like odds and ends. It wasn't anything too interesting, but I did want to show you this just so you guys can keep an eye out. They had this at my Walmart on clearance for $1, and it is this t-shirt, and it is the Rolling Stones. They also had like an off-white one. Whoa, what just happened to the color? That was really weird. They also had an off-white one, but I wasn't a fan of it because off-white to me always looks dirty. And the fact that it was light colored like that too, let's be real, I'd probably get it dirty. So I didn't want that one, but they did have an off-white Rolling Stones one also. So if you are a Rolling Stones fan, keep an eye out at your Walmart for those, because for $1, like that's insane. That's like cheaper than old Temu prices. That's cheaper than the Dollar Tree prices. That's like insane. So, but then I got home, put everything away. I just got some towels in the washing machine, and I need to clean up the kitchen. And then after that, I kind of want to start on some random things throughout the house. So I am very much looking forward to autumn. And so one of the things I want to do today is to pack up my coffee and tea mugs that are like my all year round stuff. And I would like to bring up my autumn mugs. I also am trying to work on, well, I call it my computer room, but it's kind of like the hobby room. It's where my husband's computer is and some of his hobby stuff. It's where I keep all of my like body care and hygiene items that I'm not currently using. It's where I keep all of my tea. It's where I keep all of my scrapbooking items. And that room, unfortunately, is kind of the dumping grounds. For example, my son just went through a bunch of stuff in his room, and he's outgrown a bunch of things, so he had a bunch that he just wants to get rid of. So it is currently in the middle of the floor in the hobby room. I need to go through it, see if there's anything that I want to hang on to, and then the rest I need to donate. So there's that to go through. I also feel like I almost have too much stuff in there, like too much hobby stuff. So I kind of want to go through and eliminate some of it, not get rid of it, but pack it up and put it in the basement just so it's not so overwhelming when I walk in there. And I feel like then I can focus more on like certain hobbies instead of like looking at everything and being overwhelmed and going, oh gosh, what do I want to do today? So I kind of want to work on that. I've got some cleaning I need to do. So if that sounds good to you, this like super long intro, but if that sounds like a good day to you, then please keep watching and let's get started. Well, I just finished cleaning up the kitchen, and I actually made myself an iced coffee, and ooh, let me tell you, it is hitting good today. But the next thing I wanted to do is actually something that I hadn't even mentioned in the earlier clip, but I wanted to go through my wax melts. And what I think I want to do is pull out some summer ones that I want to finish up before autumn, and then I'm going to put them in a basket so that I see them and then I'm aware of them and I don't forget about them. So let's go ahead and go through some of these wax melts. So this is what it looks like in the box. I've got wax melts in here, and then over to the side I have like incense and things. Let me go ahead and spread these out so you guys can see like the full collection of what I've got, and then we'll go through and pick some. Okay, so these ones here are the ones that I just recently got. If you caught that Walmart haul, I got these a couple weeks back. So those are fine. They're fresh. They're all either like autumn fragrances or even like this vanilla pine is very like Christmassy. So those I'm actually cool with, you know, saving for later. Now these are all of the ones that I need to kind of use up, or that are like summer fragrances. So this is like what they are. So peppermint bark, Christmas tree, Sandy Bum Bums, which actually is what I was just using. I just finished that one. So that one's a good one. Christmas Past, Citrus Twist, Zen, Rose Jam, Feelin' Cozy, Illusion, Lavender Sprinkle Cupcake, Lavender Sea, Some Summertime, and Lavender Linen. So I don't have like a huge collection anymore, which is crazy. Obviously, as you can tell from like over here, I want to rebuild it, but I definitely want to use the ones that I have, because I feel like over time wax melts lose their scent. So the longer you have it in your stash, the less fragrance it seems to have. So I definitely want to use these ones because they're the oldest. Plus then, like I said, a lot of these are like summer fragrances. So I think honestly, I'm just going to put all of these in a basket and then set it next to my wax warmer so that I intentionally have chosen ones and I will remember to use them. All right, so I have them all in this basket. And then this is actually the one I chose to throw in the warmer today. It's pineapple, coconut, cherry, coppertone, and swimming pool scent. And honestly, when you smell it, it reminds me so much of like a fruit punch type of a fragrance. So I think that's gonna be perfect for today. So let's go ahead, put it in the wax warmer and turn it on. All right, and then I put the other ones, the new ones, back in this box, and as you can see, there is plenty of room to continue growing. Okay, so now that that is done, well, I just switched laundry over, so now the towels are in the dryer, and I have like actual clothes going in the washing machine. I guess too, here's another thing. I did a survey, I think it was last week, like early last week, maybe mid last week, asking you guys if you prefer the Shop My Stash baskets or if you prefer the Project Use It Up baskets. And at least when I last checked it, which I haven't checked it yet today, but when I checked it yesterday, I think it was at like 75% of you said that you actually prefer the Project Use It Up. So I guess those wax melts that are in that basket, that's like a little bit of like a Project Use It Up. So you guys will see those obviously in my empties as I finish them. But just so you know, I am planning to do a Project Use It Up with like beauty and hygiene items or body care and hygiene items, and probably with tea also. So, and I think I'm still going to continue doing the Shop My Stash baskets too, because those, a lot of times in those videos, it's the newer products that I'm getting so that I want to kind of try and, you know, get reviews out to you guys as quickly as possible in case you're interested in any of those. Whereas like the Project Use It Up, I feel like a lot of those, it would be like older products that just need to be moved through the stash, which honestly though, maybe at some point, once I use up a lot of the older products, then I would probably just do, like I would actually cycle newer products in too. I'm not sure how I would do that, but all of that to say, I am planning on bringing the Project Use It Ups back, the tea one and the body care one. So definitely keep an eye open for those. But I think what I want to do next is the mugs, and that's like a two-step process, because I need to wrap up the mugs that are currently in my mug drawer and put them in a box, and then I need to get the box of autumn mugs from the basement, unwrap them, and put them in the drawer. So let's start by wrapping up all the current mugs. So here's all the mugs. Which honestly, like I have some like favorite mugs, so it's a little bit bittersweet to see them like get packed up for a while, but what I'm gonna do is actually keep them up here, like upstairs, like not in the basement. So if there's one that I want to grab, it's like easy to access. I won't have to like dig through or anything. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put them in these 2 boxes here, and then I have my 2 boxes of autumn mugs there. And I know somebody's gonna say like, well, why don't you put those mugs in like the box with the autumn, like, you know, take the mugs out of the autumn mugs box and then put the current mugs in there. But the reason that I don't do that is because when I go to switch out the autumn mugs, my current mugs will not be replacing them. At that point, I'll actually be replacing the autumn mugs with Christmas ones. So that's why I'm just gonna put it in like these boxes, and then once Christmas is over, then all of these will come back out. So, okay, let me get wrapping. I'm out of breath right now because I just ran up and down the basement stairs carrying those 2 boxes, and they're kind of heavy because there's like a lot of mugs in there. So that's why I'm out of breath. Okay, so the mug drawer is empty and the boxes are all packed up. I'm actually going to take a little lunch break before I start unwrapping all of the autumn mugs and everything. So I'm just having some of these little like chicken tacos. This is leftovers from last night, so I'm gonna have that, probably watch a YouTube video, chillax for a few minutes, and then I will get back to it. So you guys, this is looking awfully bare, and that is because a bunch of my mugs are missing. I used to have a bunch of my autumn mugs up in that like hobby room that I was talking about earlier, when I had like a huge amount of like tea decor up there, and I packed all of it up into like 2 different boxes, and I marked it teaware, and I think a bunch of my autumn mugs is actually in that. So I need to hunt those down. I don't know if we're gonna do that today, but yeah, I'm like missing a bunch of my mugs and it makes me so sad. So I need to hunt those down, and if I see any cute mugs this year, I'm definitely gonna buy them, because this kind of looks sad to me, especially when you compare this to like my Christmas mugs. And autumn and Halloween are by far my favorite, so I should definitely have more mugs than I have of, you know, of the Christmas ones. Not that, I mean, I love Christmas, don't get me wrong, but like this is, I don't know, this makes me kind of sad. So I'll have to find those other mugs. And this is off the subject of like the mugs, but this fragrance, holy moly. This is, what is this, Kate? Is that, no, K-A-E. Handcrafted, highly scented wax melts. This is that Some Summertime, which is pineapple, coconut, cherry, copper tone, and swimming pool. You guys, this seriously smells like, it smells like a cherry fruit punch with hints of sunscreen. It's like crazy. It smells so good. My best friend sent this to me, so I can honestly say I'm not super familiar with this vendor, and I don't know as far as like the longevity or anything with this, like if it's gonna last until tomorrow, if it's like a one-day type thing, but it smells really, really good right now. So here is a look at the hobby room. And as you can see, this is the pile I was talking about. Now, not all of that is my son's. Some of that is mine that I need to deal with. Now, I will say, earlier in the week, I did something to kind of get started It may look like a mess up here, these books. But what I actually did is I packed up 2 big boxes, actually, like, see that size? 2 big boxes of books, and I put them in the basement because honestly, I was just getting overwhelmed. So I picked those books off these 2 shelves as ones to focus on. Instead of having so many books that I felt overwhelmed, I figured these are the books that I might be interested in reading. I pulled even like some Christmas ones and stuff. So I'm hoping this lasts me through autumn and through Christmas. And it eliminates some of the mess and some of the overwhelm. I did keep these books up here too, but those are like more like reference books. Those aren't really like fiction or anything. But I want to completely redo all of these shelves. So I want to pack up a lot of this stuff because I want the majority of the shelves to be space for like my body care and hygiene stuff, because that's really something that I'm focusing heavy on right now. So a lot of this other stuff I'm going to pack up, even like down here. I mean, it's a mess right now because I've been going through stuff, but those are all like my children's books, because you guys know I love to collect children's books, but it's just not something that I'm like focusing on right now. So I want to pack those up. A lot of like the scrapbooking stuff I want to pack up and just focus on like the current scrapbooks that I'm working on, which would be my recipe one, my autumn one, and honestly, that's about it right now. Those are kind of the 2 that I'm focusing on. And then there's all this mess that I need to go through. This drawer right here is full of candles that I am trying to work through. So once that drawer is empty, then it will move over here to this wall, because this is where I keep like my tea. Well, I guess like over here I have coffee and tea filters. I have my stationery drawer, my activity books, which is coloring books, word searches, and etc. I have my history, geography, and genealogy stuff, autumn and winter candle collection, and spring and summer candle collection. And then all of these all the way down to the floor. And then from here to here, those are all tea. This top one is straws. This bottom one is recipes. But I actually have this like space here to put more of these drawers so that I can fit like my, mainly like my tea. See, here's my thought, you guys. We're just going to talk. We're just going to like be real here. Tea is something that I absolutely love. And that is something I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of anytime soon. So I really need to work through a lot of the teas that I have, just because I don't want them getting old and like not being good anymore. But I fully intend to continue collecting teas. So I need to do a project to use it up on the tea, like I mentioned earlier, but then I will definitely be repurchasing more tea. So this like tea wall is definitely something that I want to continue to keep. But I need to go through this stuff, you guys. Oh gosh. Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna start digging in. Let's see what we can do. All right, I figured I would check in with you guys. So what I'm doing is I'll work on an area for a little bit, and then I'll come and like sit back and look and like try and figure things out. So over here, let me show you. All this stuff is more books that I found, and then also some vinyls that I think I'm just going to put in the basement for right now, because again, I already have books picked out and I don't really have anywhere for the vinyls to go right now. Plus I don't even have like a record player right now. So those are just going to go in the basement for the time being. So those I'm going to eliminate. The pile that was on the floor that was like my son's stuff, I went through that. Actually, some of the books that are over there are from that pile, the ones that I wanted to keep. And then the rest I boxed up to be donated. And then I had this like wooden milk crate thing. And what I think I'm going to do is actually switch this basket stuff. It's all like tumblers and like larger cups that I use for either tea or coffee. And I actually have quite a few downstairs in the kitchen, and those ones are, it's always hard to figure out like what to do with like your Stanley cups and your tumblers and stuff like that, because they are, you know, so large and they take up so much space. So I think what I'm going to do is use this milk crate for storage for those. And over here on this shelf here, those are all kids books. I'm going to pack those up, and then I'm thinking this milk crate should fit on that bottom shelf, and then that will solve not only this basket dilemma, you know, of like what to do with all this stuff, but then also some of the clutter that's in my kitchen. So that should be a good thing. So I need to grab some boxes from my basement, because I do have some like empty tote boxes, like the big ones, and that way I can kind of get some stuff out of the way. But I am like dreading that because they're in my basement, which means they probably have like cobwebs on them. So it's not a matter of just like grabbing them. It's a matter of grabbing them, taking them to the bathroom, and like bathing them, basically like washing them off in the bathtub to make sure there's no cobwebs or spider poop or any of that great stuff. And then drying it off. And then, you know, at that point, then I can load it up. But then I have to lug it back down the stairs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you guys know how it is. Sometimes you got the energy, sometimes you don't. Today is one of those days I do not have the energy, but I know it needs done. So first things first, you know, I need to stop getting ahead of myself. I'm just going to switch these over, and then that way that will eliminate the basket. And I think the basket I'm just going to donate to, because I really don't need it. And then back here, you can see there's like pieces like here, there's a cup in here. That tray there, that's actually a tea set, and I don't really want it anymore, but it's pretty valuable because it's from Pier 1, so obviously you can't get it anymore. So I don't know if I should hang on to it to like sell on eBay or something, or what I want to do. I definitely don't want to donate it because it's in like perfect, flawless condition, and like I said, I know it is worth quite a bit. So I'm still debating on that one, but let's start with the tumblers. So I know this probably looks like a bigger mess than last time I checked in, and it is. I ended up pulling all the children's books off that shelf. There is a method to my madness, though. I wanted to clear it off so that I could get that milk crate down there. And honestly, I really like this. There's plenty of room in there still for tumblers from my kitchen, and then there's also room there on the side for if I ever finally start my tea journal, like where I keep track of like reviews and stuff of teas I've tried. So that is actually perfect. I'm really, really happy with it. So now, I mean, honestly, this really is like, I need a box for the children's book, and then I need a box for the other books that are down there. There is some home decor, but I think I already have a box down in the basement that's got room that I could put that in for home decor. Still not sure what I'm going to do with that tea set, so I just kind of stuck it there. And then I did eliminate a bunch of the stuff that was right there. There was like a box, and so that's good, because then that is enough room to start like another stack of those drawers. So so yeah, I know it looks worse than it did before, but there is a method, and I'm actually, yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm getting there, but I think I'm going to take a break for a little bit. Okay, so I wanted to do one final check-in. You might be able to tell there's a little bit that got done. So let me show you. First off, the candles, remember that stack that was over there? I ended up moving that drawer to here. I got another one of the drawers out of my basement and washed it down really good. So now I've got it like kind of drying really well. Because obviously like I dried it off, but I don't want to put anything in it like paper or anything like that in case it is still a little bit damp, just because I don't want anything ruined. I also brought a box up. That one is also washed. There were 2 more boxes down there that I washed, and I eliminated all of the books that were back here along with all of the vinyls. So those are all in a box. And then I started taking some of the children's books down, But oh my goodness, you guys, we have very steep basement stairs and I am tapped out for today. So I figured I will finish, taking the children's books down probably tomorrow. Trying to think what else, if I did anything else. That might have been it. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to end here. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably start a new vlog tomorrow. You guys probably won't see it until the end of the week because I may put like a couple of days together. My plans for tomorrow are to take the rest of the children's books down. And then these two drawers here, those are actually my drawers, but my husband's got stuff in them, but I want them back. So I'm going to go through those drawers and put his stuff in that box. That way those two drawers then can be stacked here. Obviously this pile over here I need to work on, and I still want to work on these shelves too. So we still have quite a bit to do in here. As far as around the rest of the house, I still would like to get my autumn stuff out and start decorating. So we'll see if we get to that in the next vlog. And yeah, we'll see. Leave any requests down below. What do you want me to do? What do you want to see me do? Because you guys know my whole house needs like decluttered and organized and all that. So you guys tell me what you want to see next. But like I said, I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys soon.